Hello everybody, welcome to the channel Language and Literature. Today I am going to deal with a poem by William Butler Yeats. The name of this poem is The Isle of Innisfree. William Butler Yeats was born on 13 June 1865, and this poem, The Isle of Innisfree, was written in 1888. And the main purpose of this class is to recite the poem and discuss about the theme of this poem. So let's start the recitation, and then later I will discuss the poem line by line, and then finally I will talk about the theme of the poem. Okay, let's start with the recitation. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee loud glad. I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the bales of the morning to where the cricket sings. Their midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet swings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep earth's core. So let's discuss the poem line by line, and then finally I'll talk about the theme of the poem. I will arise. So the poem has been narrated from first person point of view. That means the writer himself is the speaker. So in this case, the poet William Butler Yeats is the speaker, and he is speaking. He is telling everything. And what does he say? He says that he will stand up and go. Then he will stand up and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there. So you can see the inversion of the line. This line has not been in correct order, but in poetry it is possible. But in normal situation, in prose writing, we don't see this kind of, or in journalistic writing, we don't see this kind of writing. But it is possible only is in literature. And poets actually do these things intentionally in order to maintain rhyme and rhythm of the poem. So if you look at the first line, you'll see the repetition of the verb go, because the poet wants to give emphasis on the action. What is the action? He wants to go. Where does he go? Where does he want to go? He wants to go to Innisfree. And what will he do there? He will make a small cabin. Small cabin means a small hut will be built by him over there. And he will use wattles and clay type of soil, and this soil can be given different shapes actually, and that is why he wants to use clay soil. And then wattles, a kind of twisted sticks, and these sticks are used in order to make fences. So twisted sticks and clay will be used by the poet in order to make that hut. And then in the third line, he says that he will plant beans. Bean is a type of vegetable, and at the same time he says that he will have a hive for the honey bees so that he can collect bees. And in the fourth line, that means the last line of the first stanza, he expresses his desire that he wants to live alone. And in the second stanza, in the first line of the second stanza, he says that he will have some peace there. I shall have some peace there, for peace come dropping slow. And he says that this peace will come slowly, dropping from the bales of the morning to where cricket sings. Here he says at the beginning of morning time, where the crickets will sing. Cricket is a kind of insects, and the male cricket actually make music like sounds, and he will enjoy it. You will find peace from that music like sounds. and he says that you will also find peace from the midnight's ole glimmer. Glimmer, it is not a starry night where you will see the night full of stars. At the same time, it is not a very dark night, so it is in the midst between these two states. So his peace will come from that night's glimmer, and then you will also find peace from noon a purple glow. Purple is a kind of color. It is the color that is made of two colors, that is blue and red and purple. So purple glow, I mean noontime. And then an evening full of the linnet's wings. Linnet is a kind of small bird, and you can look at the picture and you can see the small birds, and it is available everywhere in our country too. So evening will the evening color will be the color of that linnet's wings, birds of linnet's wings, and that color will be the evening's color. And he says that you will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway. He is in the city life currently, and when he is on the road or he is on the paved way, he can hear the sounds of Innisfree, the sounds of the lake Innisfree in the deep core of his heart. And this is the poem that I have talked about line by line. And in this, the main theme of the poem is poet's search for peace in Innisfree, where he will make a hut and he will live alone in the lap of nature. And from there, he will find peace from morning into evening till midnight. And his peace will emerge from the buzzing sounds of bee, the songs of cricket, the night's glimmer and purple glow of the noontime, and of course the grey evening.